Hi, welcome to Mitchell Elf Rocks and Minerals. This is our second unit for the year, but we canceled the first one. So we are starting out Elf fresh, so I'm going to do a little bit longer introduction so that you know exactly what's happening this year. It's good for everyone to watch the introduction and conclusion video and then watch just the center that you might be most interested in. I don't know which way you'd like to go, but on the mitchellpta.org website, you can go from programs and events over to ELF and down and see the outline, background information, puppet show, and snack ideas. You might want to read the outline first or at least quickly go through it and see which center might most interest you. And then you can just watch that video. Unless, of course, you have a class coordinator that very much likes to delegate and they might just give you a center. And then you watch that center as well as this introduction video they are watching now. My name's Carrie, and I have the help of Denise this year, and we're happy to be reached at mitchellelf@gmail.com with questions or broken materials or missing materials or anything that you think we need to know or any questions you have. So our elf bins look like this. This is our introduction and conclusion one. We'll have this taped on top, and once we get our act together, we'll have the conclusion taped on the bottom, so it gives you all the information you need for just the introduction and conclusion in one handy place. We have a little outline of how our days go. An elf day is a 2-hour window. So the first 15 minutes is kind of a setup. The teachers, would be great if they had the kids out of the room and maybe took one of our many books out in the hall and read to the kids while the parents set up. It's good to set up two or three centers in the classroom and maybe 1 or 2 in the hallway depending on the outdoor center and the craft, just because it gets a little chaotic in the room if you're all in the room at the same time. So again, this box talks about 30-minute setup. That's not quite right. It's about a 15-minute setup, and then you have a 15-minute intro, and then 4 centers at about 15 minutes, and 15 minutes is the magic number. Kids start to get bored at 17, and 20 is way too long. And then we have a 15-minute conclusion and cleanup. So introduction always has a puppet show, and we usually start with that or our opening questions, but I like to kind of just do a quick introduction and then jump into the puppet show because it has so much information the kids learn a lot just from the puppet show. This puppet show has 3 little characters plus a teacher. And this one actually has things you need to bring in as a parent volunteer who's ever maybe coordinating or they can delegate. You need 1 slice of white bread, 1 slice of wheat or nutty bread, peanut butter or marshmallow fluff, depending on what are those things called? Allergies, jelly, and a spatula to spread. So it's a really funny puppet show. We have a roll of wax paper, and you'll put the bread there, and you're talking about how rocks are formed. And so you'll talk about metamorphic, sedimentary, and igneous rocks. And so you'll talk about heat and pressure, and you'll have this rolling pin, and it's really messy, and the kids giggle a lot, and you're making the sandwich out of peanut butter and jelly, and if you get chunky peanut butter, that's sediment in the rock, and then pressure, and so you're getting them a quick preview of the rock cycle. Center 4 also has, I think it's 4, has diagrams of the rock cycle, so you could bring that up for the beginning of your elf day and talk about the rock cycle because that's what this whole entire unit is about. You can also display these tubs and it's sediments for rocks and how they're broken down in erosion and then how they come back together through the process to make big boulders and rocks. So it's the cycle that our earth has been going through for billions and billions of years. We have other materials in here, introduction items, extra background information. Oh, we have a song in here if you feel like singing. Let's see, what's it do? Oh, row, row, row your boat, and then a rap. And I'm not a rapper. But feel free to explore your musical talent, and if you make it, then American Idol's looking. So it also gives us a little outline of how rocks tell the story of the earth. There's the song lyrics. Here's kind of all the things that rocks are used, or what we use on our earth that is made from rocks and minerals. So it talks about everything from cat litter to fuel to toothpaste. Fluoride. Okay, so I'm going to bottle that back up. So again, the introduction, we just go through these opening questions, puppet show, and we then break our kids into centers. It would be great if the teachers gave our kids name tags or broke them into groups because they know who works well together and who doesn't. So if you're a class coordinator, you might pre-request that the teachers do that. We have a timer in here if you need help keeping track of the time. It's usually great for one person to just kind of float and tell everybody, okay, we have 4 more minutes at this center. And I guarantee the first center is going to feel like it goes on and on, or you're very, very rushed, and by the end it's swapped. By the end you're like rushing or feeling like it's too long. So every center is different. You got 4 of them. You can be a rock scientist for one center, and it's not too intimidating that way. Oh, sorry, so we got a little bit more stuff in here. The conclusion activities are to just take a look at products that are made from rock and not made from rock, and we have a few in here, but not enough yet. These are items made from rock, and there's or to distinguish. So there's choose something that's made by rock or not made by rock. So there's twine in here, there's a cotton swab. Of course, those aren't made from rocks. But we have a Lego, that's plastic and petroleum. We have foil, and we have a graphite pencil. So we'll fill this up with a few more interesting things, but that's a good start. Now these things were given to us by a generous parent, and I have no idea what they're for, but they talk about different, it looks like a rock key. So if you really wanted to go outside, if it's a beautiful day, you can sure take the kids outside and use these rock keys to see if you can find some rocks to key out. Let's see what else is in here. Fancy. History of gold. What's really in paper besides wood? Eat your broccoli. So these are all just kind of little fun things you can read to the kids maybe while they're eating their snack, or if you wanted to keep them in little centers and talk about different uses of rocks and minerals. One other thing, we have a salt from the Great Salt Lake. It's a big chunk, so you can show kids like that. They might not think of salt as a mineral or as a rock, but why is it so wrapped up? It's damp. So, as always with ELF, if you got any questions or things, you can sure email us at mitchellelf@gmail.com. I'm getting to the salt. I know you're all waiting to see it. And this conclusion and introduction video. Oh, there we go. So you can let the kids, if you wanted to, you could let them break off a little piece and lick it if they really wanted to. I don't know if I would, because it is from the Salt Lake. That place is dirty. Anyways, thank you for listening. Pick your center and give a listen to that video as well. Thank you.
Bye.